Hello, everyone. It's Phil Jones, and joining me is Phil Boyle. Phil, how are you?
I'm doing good, Phil. How are you?
It's been a while since we've talked about some of the projectors that we have reviewed. And the first one is one that Phil reviewed, and it is called the Nebula X1. So, Phil, can you give me a quick summary of the projector? You know, brightness, contrast, things like that.
Well, let me just start off by saying that this is one of the best looking picture-wise projectors that I've reviewed this year. And from a design standpoint, it looks like their Nebula 4K series, their portable projectors, but it is not. Mm-hmm. So first off, the projector is really bright. I mean, it's got brightness to spare. In fact, I think I say that in the review. But it's so bright that I think when Nebula rated the brightness, they actually selected one of the more color accurate modes like standard or instead of like just picking the bluest or greenest, brightest mode that's designed to do nothing but just create brightness. Because I actually measured it above 4,000 ANSI lumens in that mode. But it's beautifully bright.
I was actually impressed with the projector's brightness as well. But part of it has to do with a couple of things. The light source is unique, as well as the cooling system, right?
Yeah. It's actually, this is a Nebula patented technology. So it's a brand new U-shape RGB laser light source, and it's smaller. The light path is smaller than it's ever been, so the unit is smaller. It's incredibly color accurate. I mean, we had to tune it, you know, we had to color balance it, but it didn't take a lot to get it just dialed in perfect. So that little laser is really bright, really color accurate, and it uses liquid cooling. So it's really quiet.
So let's talk about that. This is a lifestyle projector. So it's not one of these big, huge industrial pro models. So this is something you can, with a handle, you can carry from place to place. And this is one of the few projectors that I've heard of that is actually liquid cooled, which made it, allowed it to be brighter and quieter and compact, because by using liquid cooling, you're not having to deal with regular convection or thermal cooling. The heat sinks and everything else got a lot more compact. So part of the brightness has to do with its light source, and then the liquid cooling really helps keep the box small and compact. So moving on from that, let's talk about contrast. What's up with the contrast?
So it's got a 5,000 to 1 native contrast. This projector, I mean, it doesn't produce LCOS, inky, deep blacks. It's a DLP, right? But it's got some of the best black levels that I've seen on a DLP projector with a 0.47 inch imaging chip, DLP chip. It does better blacks with that 0.47 chip than some 0.65 chips. You know, the larger DLP chips can improve the projector's black level performance. And black level detail is quite good.
Now, a couple of things too I've noticed, Phil, is you're starting to see a newer generation of 0.47s that are rapidly boosting the contrast on these projectors. So there's several companies that are now touting native contrast on DLP projectors that are in the 5,000 to 1 native contrast range. Now, it doesn't seem as impressive as these million to ones or infinite, but 5,000 to 1 real world native contrast is really good. And then you apply something like laser dimming and dynamic irises, and you can get even
better
performance. So speaking of that,
and
this also
it has a dynamic iris.
Yeah. So what's the benefit of the dynamic iris, Phil?
Again, you got better control of the projector's aperture, so better control of light. So you've got better contrast, better black levels, and you know it's not being done electronically. It's like a camera iris. You know, you can stop it down, you can open it up.
It really helps with the shadow detail. I will tell you that I had a chance to see this, and this unit is really, really close to the Valerian Vision Master Pro 2 that I reviewed a couple of months ago. So I would love to pull them both out. Unfortunately, I sent the Vision Master back, but I'm hoping I'm going to get the top model, and I would love to see these two side by side. But these are both really impressive when it comes to native contrast. It's showing that black levels are actually getting better on these DLPs. You have a ton of brightness, 3,500 lumens. You have 5,000:1 contrast with a dynamic iris, so good blacks and excellent shadow detail. What are some other things that stood out about this projector?
Well, I mean, Nebula didn't cut any corners in this projector. And I want to stress again, it looks almost identical to their portable projectors. So you could be forgiven thinking it's a portable projector, but this is very much, I like to think of it as a portable lifestyle projector. It's got that cool little handle that pops up and down, and it's clearly meant to be moved from space to space. But it's got the performance of a home theater projector. So much so that if somebody put a gun to my head and said, you had to pick a projector out of the ones you've reviewed this year to put in your living room, I'd pick it. For all the reasons we've already talked about, but some others. For example, it uses a 14-element all-glass lens. So no composite lenses, no plastic lenses, so there's no yellowing over time. They're incredibly accurate lenses, and it shows. So you don't end up with any distortions, focus distortions, or aberrations because of the lenses. So really, really, really good lenses.
Before we go on from the lens, a couple things about it. It's got optical zoom, all right? Just like you would find on a bigger, the higher end home theater projectors, like the one you see behind me. And the lens assembly is in a motorized gimbal type thing, where if you want to shift it, you mechanically shift the lens up and down in the chassis. So instead of you taking the whole box and tipping it back or tipping it forward, the projector sits on the counter or on the table, and then the whole lens assembly tips up and tips down, which is unique.
And
so the liquid cooling and the motorized lens assembly with shift like that is quite unique in a projector like this.
We talk about, there's a lot of firsts on this. It's the first home theater projector with liquid cooling. It's the first with this new RGB U-shaped laser light path. And it's the first and only with this internal gimbal. And because of the gimbal, you're not sacrificing picture quality when you are using convenience features. It's got memory. So you can save your settings, like on some really expensive home theater projectors, you can save those into memory.
So all that's great, but the main thing too that stood out was the color reproduction. The out-of-the-box picture quality is quite good. A lot of times these projectors, the colors tend to be incredibly oversaturated when you have a tri-laser. This color is pretty good. The picture modes, there's a couple of good-looking picture modes like ISF night and movie mode. Our measurements showed that they were pretty good. They were a little warm, but with a couple of clicks in the menu system, we were able to get the color accuracy once we made some adjustments to be as good as some of the best projectors that I have reviewed this year. I mean, the color tracking and the grayscale delta errors were both below 1, which is exceptional. And it probably took, how long, Phil, to do that? Like 5-10 minutes to get this thing downloaded in my lab.
Actually less. And what's amazing is you didn't even need to open up. I mean, obviously we did when we were playing around with it, but to get it color accurate, to get it below 1 on the delta error, you did all that in using the 2-point white balance, right? I mean, you didn't even have to open up.
I didn't even get into
CMS.
10-point. I had to do any of that stuff. So didn't have to open up the CMS, anything. Once we got the grayscale, everything else was locked in. I will say that Anker really took this projector seriously. They got it ISF certified to make sure it has all, and the certification is more about it has all of the tools you need to get it dialed in. They really went out of their way to make it, to adjust it before it leaves the factory. They underestimated the brightness. So they are serious about this projector and trying to make a mark and showing that they're moving beyond just the outdoor portable projectors, and they want to be a serious player in this market. Now, there's one more thing, because we could talk about this forever, but we have some other ones we got to talk about that stood out too, was the sound. So let's talk a little bit about the sound and the expandability of the sound system in those solutions.
Okay, well, there are two things. Even though the projector physically, size-wise, dimension-wise, is about the same size as the 4K SE, the older model that we reviewed, go to projectorreviews.com and check out my review. Even though it's the same size chassis, because they were able to reduce the size of core components like the laser light source, that left more room. And so the onboard audio on this thing, if you can believe it, because Nebula is known for having great sound anyway, the onboard audio is really impressive. But they didn't stop there. So the projector comes in two packages, right? It's $29.99, and you get, that's projector only. Or there's a package that comes with two external wireless speakers that you set up. Think of it like a sound bar, but broken up into a left and a right, so you get really great imaging, right? And you can place them wherever you want. They're wirelessly connected. They charge via USB-C, and they run for about 8 hours. You combine that with the projector's onboard sound, and you get 4.2.1 sound that is, it's unlike anything I've heard on a projector before. It's really impressive. And if that's not enough, they also in that kit include two wireless microphones. You can do karaoke.
I will confirm what Phil said. This sounds better than pretty much any projector that I have heard, period, that have a built-in sound system. It will outperform most laser TVs that are out that have sound systems built in. It's a very good a sound system. So I was incredibly impressed with it. So as you can see, Phil and I were both incredibly impressed with the Nebula X1. I would basically say if you look at this, there's probably the competitor is going to be the Vision Master, one of the big Vision Master systems like the Pro, or the big Hisense C2 Ultra, which I've been asking Hisense for a million times. I even asked them for a copy of it so I could do a review at Infocom. And I would love to see that. But those are going to be the big three. But I think when it comes to sound, this is going to get the edge. But those other projectors offer outstanding color, reproduction, and contrast. So all three, I would love to do a shootout. So maybe Phil and I'll see if I can get all three again, and then we could actually put all three together and actually see them all side by side. But overall, based on its performance, Phil, you gave it an award, right? What award did you give?
I did. I gave it the Editor's Choice Lifestyle Projector Award.
So to find out more about the projectors that we talked about today, check out our detailed reviews on projectorreviews.com. If you are interested in maybe learning more about these units or purchasing these units, we would appreciate it if you utilize the affiliate link located in the description below or in the reviews, because we get paid a small commission at no price to you, which helps us generate more reviews and videos like this. And lastly, make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As we grow our viewership, that allows me to leverage that to get manufacturers to provide projectors to me. For example, I've been trying to get the Hisense forever. The bigger the audience gets, the more likely they are to send it to me when I ask for it. So your support when it comes to liking and subscribing will actually help us get more projectors to review. Phil, anything else you'd like to cover before we let these guys go?
No, I think we hit a lot this video, and I enjoyed doing it. But no, I think we're good.
Okay, so take care, everyone, and we will talk to you soon. Right.